Hey guys, it's Sire here again. Uh, Today we're going to be doing a Tier 4 Basic Arena run. I haven't done it since the update, and I took my Suicide Masteries off, so I want to see how it is to try it again without those. And we're going to be trying to do this streak without our 550s, just because I know some people were asking how I do it, and trying not to include the champs or the ranks that most people don't have. So I'm gonna do it like how I remember, and let's see if I can get this going. And I know that, so I just pulled Gamora, so that makes an uneven number. Actually, no, sorry. So we're gonna say my bottom 3 stars. So we'll start off with let's start off with Gamora, Punisher, and Groot. So I took Suicides off just because I've been doing a lot of Realm of Legends and Labyrinth of Legends practice. And Suicide's kind of getting in the way. Sorry about that. So just like with the regular arenas, Tier 4 Basic, or this will, uh, once you get your streak going, and you keep that team of a PI of I think about 5,000 or 5,500, uh, you kind of just keep the streak going and do it keep the streak as high as you can until the arena ends, or if you're just going for a specific goal. Like I know some people try to rank in Tier 4 Basic Arena, or you can do the Class Catalyst Clash. I know some guys in my alliance do it, so they try to go pretty hard in those two arenas. Mainly because some are Catalyst hungry. Uh, I'm speaking for myself here, and I'm a little fortunate, and I have a good stash of Catalysts, so I don't really want to do those arenas. I don't have a need to. The Tier 4 Basic Arena, I missed it a lot, so I missed out on a lot of opportunities to get them to rank up my champs to 440 and 550. It was mainly because I was running like featured arenas and stuff, so Tier 4 Basic Arena kind of gets in the way, and the way I look at it is like, uh, features come around every so often, but not that often. Especially if it's a new feature that I want. Tier 4 Basic Arena comes around every week, so that's kind of the the justification that I use Arena. But I think I should try to rank because these Tier 4 Basic catalysts are like, they're turning into like a pretty rare commodity here. Just using them like water, and the only way to get them is, you know, through this arena or doing the monthly hero quest, um, or ranking in like Alliance quest. Um, if you don't rank, you get like fragments. We all know that the price for that, the fragments amount, like sometimes it'll be like 8,000 or 9,000. Like that's like not even half of one. So I don't know how Kabam would expect you to really be able to take a champ to 440 that often. And you can only imagine taking a champion to 550 even if you got lucky enough to get like those catalysts, 'cause it takes like 3 of whatever class it is, and then it takes from 440 to 555 extra tier 4 basics to get that 4-star to 550. So you can imagine, even if you were getting one a week, it would take you 5 weeks just to get one champ up there. You got some alliances getting like 3 a week, 2 in the next week, and then on top of that 2 for basics, so they could take up a champ like every weekly. So you can definitely see the difference there in the prize pool. So far we're not doing bad. Just use all the 3 stars. Don't want to use big teams for like when you're starting off the streak. 1, because you want to use them for when you have the streak going, and 2, you don't want to like use a champ that can get you a lot of points on like streak number 2 or 3, where you're not getting that 3 times multiplier, because it just kind of like reduces the amount of points that you can get. We'll see. I had like 11 or 12 440s pre-update, and then I decided to take a few to 550s. So now I have 2 440s. So kind of got to build that back up. But my reasoning behind the whole rank down thing was a lot of those 440s that I had done that weren't 550 yet were 440s that I had like was it New Age Cyclops, Electro. I have Electro and duped, and he was 440. I did that originally because I wanted like decent prestige when I had him. Same thing with Cyclops. I awakened him after beating Act 4. I just thought it was cool, so I took him up to 40. Colossus, I took it to 40. Who else? I think Groot, I had a 40. Vision Ultron, they were 40, but they're pretty good utility. So I had a Wolverine at 40. But I took most of those down. The only 2 I kept at 40 were Wolverine and Ultron, I believe. Or Vision, one or the other. I use Vision a lot, so. So yeah, this takes a lot longer than if, you know, when you have suicides. That's why I and all the arena runners that I know always use suicides when they do arenas. Just because it, not only you get more points during your runs, but you also, the fights are easier and it makes them much faster. And when you're doing arenas where you're scoring like 15, 16, and then even with these new ones like 17, 18, 19 million points, you want those matches to go as fast as possible. Because time is of the essence when you're when you're competing against people that put up those numbers. But touching into patch 12.0, I know a lot of people are interested in other people's thoughts. I want to say truthfully, regardless of whether they did the testing or not, this update was going in the right direction in terms of trying to balance out the game more, trying to balance out certain champions, champions that were kind of overpowered or made content a lot doable, to say the least. Champions like Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Widow. Those are all like some big heavy hitters, and I think some of them needed to be addressed, but not all. Like, let's take Scarlet Witch for example. I know the community is gonna hate me for saying this, but I do honestly believe that she needed to be nerfed, or something needed to happen with her ability, because she was just too crazy, man. Like, I don't have a 4-star Scarlet. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't. I never relied on her to get through the content of this game. Like Act 4, Ming Na's challenge, Chloe's. What else? Alliance War, Alliance Quest, any of the monthly quests. Realm of Legends, Labyrinth of Legends. All of that I did without a 4-star Scarlet Witch. I don't even really use a 3-star Scarlet Witch, to be honest. But when I'm playing against the champ, and I'm not saying wrong arena, I'm not saying that I'm the best player in this game, because I'm not. But I'm definitely not the worst. But when I go up against a champion that wipe me out without her touching me once, that to me makes her an unfair opponent. The fact that I can keep hitting her and hitting her and hitting her with a combo and dodging and evading and parrying all of her hits, and she just stacks like 5, 6, 7, 8 poisons on me. Heal block, so it's even worse when you have suicides. That to me is not really fair. I don't see where the justification from that comes from. I understand she's a powerful champ, and that's kind of like her signature ability to be able to do that. But that's where I don't think it's fair. What else? Doctor Strange, he was my one-man army in AQ, so I'm very hurt by the amount of nerfing they did for him. Because the lifesteal thing is like basically his signature move, and to take that away and make it, I get the percentage, the flat values thing, but come on, only allowing him to gain 77 health a hit, even if you have him maxed out, and with I think it's 2 masteries that help stealth, and I forget the other one, but 77 health. Let's say you have a combo of 5. That's not really a lot of health that you're really getting back, especially when you're fighting champions like Cyclops and AQ, like the mini boss or something like, or even Alliance War. The nose boost of the champions like crazy, so it's really unrealistic as to why you would want to only look at a champ who has 14,000 health, heal 77. That's pretty ridiculous. Black Widow's nerf, I've been playing with her a lot. I don't really see too much of a nerf. And I don't even have her at signature 100. I mean signature 99. I only have her like at signature 70 or something. So like her ability reduces like 93. I haven't seen much of a difference or change there in terms of like when you're fighting Electro and fighting Iron Man with the Arc Overload or something like that. But then again, we haven't had any Alliance Quest or Alliance or post up, so I can't say how she's gonna do. So Black Widow is definitely something we'll have to check out. I'm not really for the update on her or against it too much. 30% reduction sucks, but if they tone down other aspects, then I can understand. Like, or anything. Like Spider-Man evade, that was a big problem, but it seems like they fixed it. Him, not that bad anymore. He's more tolerable. That's good. about that. Thor is another big one that a lot of people are upset about. And the ironic thing is, I just took Thor to rank 5 like a week and a half or 2 weeks before TF8. So that kind of hurt a little bit. But at the same time, Thor was another one that I can definitely understand the nerfing for. Because he was God in terms of the amount of damage he could rack up somewhere else. But I don't think that he should have been nerfed that bad. I mean, Thor is a god in the Marvel Universe, and I think some of that should be respected in terms of the kind of powers and the effect he has in this Marvel Contest of Champions game. I never used him too much either way, so it's not really a big loss for me. I keep 5 just because I'm thinking about it a little different than some people. Like, some people already deranked him. I took him all the way down to like 330. Some people I know, and I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Like, there's not very many more cosmics that you can use the tier catalyst for. Like, I mean, maybe Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, maybe you know, a lot of people have been ranking up Phoenix. I mean, she's a prestige queen, but to be honest, like, I don't see her as a god tier champ. I mean, I intend to take her to rank 5 just because she's one of the really the only champs that can bring me a prestige boost at this point. That's not a 5-star. You see that evade there, like, normally he would have hit me back while he's evading, so it's definitely a lot more tolerable. But yeah, I don't like, if Thor's gonna get nerfed and he's gonna do less damage, you know, because he can't stack them armor breaks as much, like he can only do 1 stack, then you want him at a higher rank so that he does more, like he has more attack damage per hit. It just kind of makes sense. Like, I don't understand why you'd be deranking him to 440 or 330, especially in a class where the power is lacking anyways. Like, I can understand if he was like a mystic class, or like, let's say he was in a skill class or even a mutant class, I would understand the deranking there, because there's definitely plenty of mutants and mystics that I would much rather have if Thor was that class. But there's that, you know, not only these nerfs to these major champions, but there's bigger nerfs and all kinds of wacky stuff going on. Like, if you play with Ant-Man, it's kind of funny. Like, I was laughing when it happened, but if you use his first special, he's not even shrinking to use it. So, like, they kind of messed up on that, and he's not working properly. Who else isn't working properly? I heard that Archangel, if anyone's played the new quest, if you run in suicides when you're playing against Archangel, his special ability, so basically he can inflict bleed and poison, but what happens is it like turns into this thing called neurotoxin. So if you have suicides, you bleed and poison obviously at the start of every match. So when you plane him, it automatically converts that into his neurotoxin debuff, which is I think that's a bug, and I think Kabam Mike has addressed that already. But I thought that was kind of funny. But just bunch of glitches in the game, which is, I mean, it's happened before with this Kabam. Let's see, do I have an Ant-Man 3-star? I know I have a 3-star Ant-Man somewhere. Oh, there he is. So we'll use the Ant-Man. But honestly, guys, like, I know some people are enraged and just constantly posting on the forums, and a lot of things are going on with the update right now, but let Kabam do what they're gonna do to fix the game. I think everybody should just take a step back, breathe, and calm down for a little bit. I mean, this is just a game. I know it's a game that we all play very religiously. Like, I know I play it religiously, and not saying that like to be proud. See, look at boom, just runs. I'm not proud of it, but I know I do play this every day, sometimes all day long. So you know, just coming from somebody who plays this a lot, it does affect, uh, you know, your gameplay, especially when you're looking forward to like Alliance Quest, Alliance War, even like Act 5. I was looking forward to Act 5, and I think they just sent an update saying that it's gonna be postponed until further notice, just like the Alliance Quest, Alliance War. Like, for me, that's not cool because those are your, I mean, just Alliance Quest and Alliance War in general were like the biggest aspects of the game in terms of playing it consistently, and they're taking that away. Um, take it away, Act 5. That's something new that I've been looking forward to. I mean, this is coming from somebody who's beat every aspect of the game except 100%ing Labyrinth of Legends, which I don't see myself doing anytime soon. That's just too much of a cash grab, and I understand Kabam has to make money, but not that much money from every player. It's kind of ridiculous. Whoops. Yeah, so Kabam's gonna fix what they're gonna fix. They know what's wrong with their game. They're gonna roll it out soon. I think everybody should just take a step back. I mean, certain things that do need to be addressed have been addressed by players like Rona Noob and whoever Living Tribunal is. Even some of the big YouTubers, they've definitely expressed their feelings on it. So I know Kabam watches, and I know that they're at least here, like they're at least seeing what's going on. Whether or not they choose to adjust each situation in a specific manner, which they won't. It's just very generalized, like the updates that they've been giving us. But they know what's going on. I think everyone should calm down. Posting more and more on the forums actually makes it worse because it kind of stops them from doing what they're gonna do and just like listen to more outrage and people just whining about the game. I mean, I'm playing the game. I know that there's certain things wrong with it, but I'm still playing here. I know everybody's still playing. I mean, people are crying and saying that they're not, but come on, guys. Like, when you play this game every single day, I know it's hard to quit. And I've tried to turn this game off for a couple days, and it's just not happening for me. I know it's not happening for the majority of the player base. At least the ones who play it as much as I do. Yeah, so all these complaints, I haven't heard very much about the good that Kabam has done. I mean, it seems like the game is a little bit like if you look to take aside all the glitches and all the things that they did wrong and actually look at the game, I think it's pretty decent. Um, I think a lot of the nerfs that they did are applying well. Um, in terms of playing against Scarlet Witch. I haven't seen very many people, if at all, talk about how great are the changes to Arena. I know that's something that's pretty cool, especially I'm a pretty big Arena grinder myself, so them making changes to Arena and actually kind of like what they did is they added 2 more arenas, so now there's 4 per round. So you have like one for the 4-star featured. You have the 4-star basic, who's kind of like a featured now. You just don't get the same prizes for it. Like the dupe ability thing is still 1 level. For anybody who was confused about that, a couple of guys in my alliance get Storm and they only added 1 level. They were kind of upset about that, but now that that's clarified, we know. And then there's a 3-star featured for that current 4-star that's coming around. So right now it's Archangel. So the 3-star featured is a 3-star Archangel. And then you kind of have just one that's like for like, it almost feels like it's like a training arena for like beginners. You get like some shards and stuff, and so that's cool. people who with really small rosters can practice on that, build, and then help build up their teams by getting more shards. So I think that's cool. I really think that this new arena system is beneficial for everybody because now it allows people who are only planning on going for the basic champion to compete in that separate arena where they're only going to go for that for other, like they're only competing against the people who are going against that arena, you know what I mean? I think now I got to use like a small team. So let's go. So that's good there. Let's see if this works. Pop some 2 stars here. So I think that's really good. Helping out the fan base and stuff. And then you have like a separate arena for whoever the future champ is. So like right now, Archangel, the new champ, that arena is just comprised of players who are going for him, or the milestones. And they took out 3 stars in that arena, so now you can only use 4 and 5 stars. Some people do have really large 5-star rosters, so that kind of sucks. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't have large 5-star rosters, so that kind of makes it a little more balanced. I have 15 5 stars, so my roster comprises about 5 teams. I would say it's decent. Definitely not the largest that I've seen, but I can get by. I think 300,000 is what I get with my teams when they're available, and the cooldown is still 7 hours, so it's not like people are really relying on their 5 stars to put up the points. I mean, you can sit there and like recharge a champ, like whoever goes for like the first, second, and third spots. Like you know they're recharging their 5-star team. There's a guy who put up like 45 million in this first arena. I mean, hey man, that's like the highest amount in an arena ever, but really not necessary. I mean, oh look, I died talking here. The cutoff was like 12.3 million, and I missed that cutoff. I wasn't really trying too hard. I think I got like 10.5 million. But really, 45 million versus 12, like that's an insane amount of numbers in between where you can get the champ. But you can definitely see that. I mean, for the first arena, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are just kind of taking a step back to check out the cutoffs and stuff. But there were still a lot of people I know that went for it that normally run the arenas, and they were all pretty satisfied with the cutoff being 12.3. I mean, I think that adding those 400 extra spots is going to help out a lot. At the last arena was like 18 million, so it dropped down about 5.5, 6 million points. So that's pretty good. Again, this is the first arena, so it could rise, and it probably will rise, but at the same time, that gap allows for a lot of other people to be able to rank, and I think it should be satisfying to some people, especially those who do try hard every time. But you always have those people who are going to complain about it, you know, and I really don't see the complaints about people who get the featured champion every time. I mean, those guys put in work. Every arena I put in the work, so I know the work that some people put in. I'm not taking anything away from them, or at least I wouldn't want anyone to take anything away from them. They work hard to earn those champs, countless hours, countless arena runs. So props to all those guys. But I mean, this definitely makes it easier for those lower level guys to be able to get the basic champion now. Now they just compete in that arena. They can use their 3 and 4 stars still, so that doesn't really take anything away from them. And then if they want to grind for the 3-star, they can as well. But this spreads out everybody so that hopefully it reduces the numbers long term and allows more people to be able to get prizes, and even like the rank rewards went up a lot too. I mean, you get the 4-star champion from the featured, you get 800 5-star shards with it. Like that's pretty nice. But if you don't get it, which I didn't, you get I think 800 4-star shards and I want to say 400 5-star shards. Like that's a good secondary prize. Like I wouldn't complain with that amount of with that prize. I really wouldn't. So it seems like shards are gonna become a lot more accessible to everybody. So that's pretty nice there. So if you hold down the heavy and just kind of dodge back for the first hit, you can just build up this aftershock and build up like a bunch of them. Stun them, give them concussions. Oops. Well, don't do that. But yeah, see, the streak is doable even without units. I mean, suicides. Well, that guy was much stronger, but I messed up. But yeah, it's much doable. Just takes a little while longer. Matches are a little harder because you're not hitting as hard. Let's see, I think we need to do one more, right? Yeah. So if you have a larger pool of 3 stars and 2 stars, it's definitely going to be a lot easier to get the streak going. This is hard. It gets a little difficult when you're in here doing this, but you just gotta tough do it, do your best. Especially tier 4 basics, it's a pretty good prize. And if you can't do it, you know, you can always build up your champs more later on and come back to it. Remember, some of this stuff is meant to be difficult, so if you can get by it at first, there's no need to be upset. It takes time. Like, there was so much I didn't know about arenas for a long time. Once I did, I just started hitting it every week and doing better, getting better champs, better rosters, learning masteries. Suicides is definitely the way to go if you're going to be doing arenas a lot. For those of you who don't know what suicides are, it's having double edge and liquid courage unlocked in the mastery offensive mastery tree. Very expensive, so if you're gonna go for it, you need to know that you're gonna invest in terms of units, or if you're really good at saving units, it won't cost you any real money. But just know that they're pretty pricey masteries. But if you play all the time, if you play arena every day, I think it's well worth it. Nightcrawler is pretty annoying too. The trick with him is if he's duped, I think he might be able to still do it while he's unduped. Yeah, to get him into swashbuckling mode. But I usually don't have the patience to wait, so like, if I'm in an arena, I don't make a too big deal about losing to him. I just kind of hit him, try to get it done. And there's like a weird animation thing going on with the specials for the, like if you do the L3 on a, so yeah, I don't like waiting. If I'm playing him in Alliance War or something, I definitely do wait. I don't want to lose a life to him. it's costly to revive and stuff like that in Alliance War. I think we can do one more, right? 2 stars. Yeah. And I don't usually do my arenas like this. I usually just pump it out with the 550s. But the trick with Nightcrawler, get him to swashbuckling mode. So even when I had Suicides on, when I was running the first Archangel Arena, I did notice that, at least I felt like the matches were a little harder and they lasted a little longer. Um, they also even changed up like the Thanos teams. Thanos and Kang teams, like Thanos team now has Gwenpool and Cable in it. They're not that bad, no added masteries, so like that's cool. But when you're fighting them like against real players who have like Suicides or something like that, even playing like Magic, Mystic Dispersion is another thing that I personally think is just way too much. I don't have it. I have some Alliance members who have it. I played in Alliance Wars with against players who have it. Mystic Dispersion is overpowered. Like I don't see anybody talking about that mastery or anything like has to do with Mystic Dispersion in particular. But if Kabam needs to nerf something, that needs to be fixed. Like Magic as an Alliance War boss is just like, unless your team is set on spending real money on that war, I would say that's not even fair to try it. She's another one that's like Scarlet Witch, probably even worse at this point, where Limbo can just kill you. Limbo will kill you immediately in Alliance War. I learned firsthand in Labyrinth of Legends what Alliance War, and what Limbo does to you. Not fun, not cool, Kabam. That needs to be fixed. Maybe instead of having 5 points, I'm probably gonna die to this, yeah. Instead of having 5 points in Mystic Dispersion available, only allow 3 points. Or reduce what it allows you to do. Because even like something like Dexterity, if you're playing against a Jugs boss with a Mystic Dispersion, if you keep evading and dodging his specials, which you kind of have to, um, he's just gonna screw you. You're just building up his bar, basically killing yourself. Honestly, so Mystic Dispersion is something that I think should be changed and fixed. I mean, even if I were to put it on, like I have a crazy Mystic team now that I could use for Alliance War defense. Like I have a 5-star Mordo, Dormammu in the Hood, Dr. Voodoo. I have Juggernaut. I could even use one of my unduped magics, which wouldn't really be that useful, but my Mystic team, if I put it at 5/5 Mystic Dispersion, it would just rack up kills. And it's like, yeah, it's cool when you're using it, but it's really unfair, and it's not really something that uh, when you're going up against it, it doesn't matter how much skill you have. It's something that just kills you. And I think Kabam needs to start going towards something like a skill-based game, because this isn't fun. So let's try to use so we have Vision and Doctor Strange at 440. Let's try to use 440. See what this see. So we got a hard team here. I'm gonna go with Frenchie 13. Uh, Whenever I'm playing against teams like this, my goal is to stay away from any mystics. So if I see a mystic champion on one of these top teams, I know for a fact they're probably going to be running Mystic Dispersion. Because So stay away from that. Oh yeah, and another thing. What's the point of Doctor Strange's armor phase if it's not gonna take less damage or zero damage? Like, I don't see the point. Barely see that bar going up. And I don't really see Doctor Strange as crazy overpowered at all. Like, as a defender, not really. Even with Mystic Dispersion, he's not difficult to kill. As an offensive character, you have to kind of be skilled to accurately be super effective with him. Not a lot of people are. Like Scarlet Witch, you just kind of go in there. All you gotta do is hit them buttons, and things start happening for you. So I don't see the reasoning there. But yeah, I don't see, like, as far as the update goes, I think Kabam just needs to fix what they need to fix. They know what they need to fix now. You know, I'm not defending either side, like the whole boycott MCOC. I'm not really for that. Like, come on, guys, you play this game so much. Like, I've played a lot of video games. I've never seen a player base whine and complain and even just like, I guess not those aren't the words to say, but like voice their opinions so much on a forum. Like, it's pretty crazy. I think a lot of the players in this game are turning into like people who just want Kabam to change things every patch. Like, almost every update, people are asking to change certain things. Like, you guys want champ changes and things like to go down in difficulty. I mean, there's complaints about everything. Like before, Magic is an example. People say she was just a useless champ, not good at all. As soon as they buff her up, she becomes like the god of like Alliance War defense. Now everybody cries about it. It's just things like that. Like, you want to change, Kabam changed it. Now you're whining and crying about the change. I don't get it. They're gonna change this update. They're gonna do something. They're gonna listen to you guys, and then you guys are gonna like the changes. This is just a never-ending cycle between what Kabam's gonna do and what the people are gonna complain about. I think everybody should just kind of learn to adapt. Obviously, don't do what takes money. If it takes money, just quit. No one's holding a gun to anybody's head saying that they have to play Marvel Contest of Champions. And if they don't play, you know, you're gonna die or something. It's like, you don't have to play. You don't have to spend. I know people that don't spend money on this game at all, and they still have a lot. Like, let's go to this guy right here, my Lions. I'm not gonna lie, I've spent money. I do spend money. I don't regret it. You know, that's something that I wanted to do on the game. As of right now, am I spending money? No. Not until they fix the changes that need to be fixed. But let's see, this guy doesn't spend much money at all. Still pretty high up there. Quake is like, that's all luck. You can't buy that luck there, you know? This is the leader of my alliance. Spends sometimes, but again, 5-star Nightcrawler can't buy that, you know? Legend, it takes skill to get that. As far as somebody who grinds a lot, this guy right here, Eternal Darkness, he's the homie. He recently joined our alliance a couple months back, but this guy grinds every day. Look, his arena is 119,440 PvP fights won. I've seen higher, but this guy does grind a lot. I mean, look at his PvP win streak is 1,003. That's higher than mine. Um, and all these champs he grinds for: Mortal, Phoenix, Voodoo, Ghost Rider, all of them. I've been with him to grind for some of these. It's a very, very, very long process. It takes him hours and hours and hours, but he doesn't spend any money. He doesn't condone spending any money, but he's not also against people who do spend money. That's his preference, and he's okay with other people's preferences. You don't have to spend money. Uh, you just kind of adapt and you learn to play with the game. I mean, my alliance isn't a top 100 alliance, but we do work. I mean, we're a 9.1 mil rated alliance. War rating is 1973. Not the highest, not the lowest, but we're definitely top 200 in both. You can check the leaderboards. I'm not lying. But we do work. We do put in our work, and that's why we're at. You can't blame an alliance for working hard for where they're at. I don't blame any top tier alliances from where they're at and the amount of money that they spend and things like that. Like, that's whatever they want to do. Uh, but kind of rambling off here. I think that people should just try to adapt, use different players. I mean, different champions when you're playing the game. It's not gonna be about those top tier champs all the time. You're gonna have to get better with certain champs. You're gonna have to do certain things. Like, I know people are talking about, like, now they're using Rogue. Like, all of a sudden she's good. Like, I think Rogue has been good since she came out in the game. Like, mine's been 5 and 50 since I got her, and now all of a sudden people are starting to see that she's a good champ. Punisher got a big beef up. He's real good now. I took him straight to rank 5. I know some people are like, why would you do that? Well, hey, look, this is my profile, my decisions. I can do what I want, what I feel like I want to do. But yeah, guys, you just get in there, play the game, and you'll see that there's some good changes here. Uh, you know, Kabam, as a developer, if you're ever gonna watch this video, you guys should be embarrassed. And I say that because no other game developer or studio like Bungie, Infinity Ward, you know, you could even name Blizzard, all of those companies, when they roll out games, when they roll out patches or whatever for their games, they make sure that they're there to make the game better, or they're releasing something that people are going to be, the majority of people are going to be happy with. You don't release something or an update that's going to make the game worse. Don't release an update that's going to piss off 90% of your player base and even the top spenders of your game, making them upset. Like, people that spend thousands and thousands of dollars in this game, like, why would you want to do something that upsets all of those players? You know, that's where you guys should be embarrassed. Updates are to make things better, not worse. So, Kabam, I think you guys should take this as a learning experience and never come out with an update like this again. That's just not cool to anybody. Players, I think I mean, the boycott thing, as much as I don't really agree with it, there's certain aspects that I do agree with, and man, you guys really voice your opinion. Like, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that you got a game developer like Kabam who's making hundreds of millions of dollars off of us to actually listen to you. So that aspect is good. But I think everyone needs, with better ideas as to what they want fixed, how they do it. Just say revert it back to the old system, because that just doesn't work either. You need to be able to move forward, and we all need to come together and figure that out. I mean, if you want to pitch ideas, I really like the whole beta testing thing for like top players. I think those people that play the most all the time should be allowed to do that with Kabam. Kabam, I think you guys need to take this. I think you guys should roll out with that whole testing thing. Players like Ronadupe, and they spend a lot of money. I mean, he came out with the mastery guide for everybody a long time ago, and that's helped so many people that play this game. somebody like him, I think you should listen to, work more closely with, not just to try to help him out, but he's just one example of all the people that are out there who do help other people. And the YouTubers, they're big on, like, so many people, so many players look to them to, you know, to decisions that they make, like about who they want to rank, who they should use, who they shouldn't use, whether they should go into Labyrinth of Legends, Realm of Legends, certain parts of the aspects of the game. Like, Kabam, you need to go out there and listen. You know, if you want players to spend more on your game, you want players to be more happy with your game, you should definitely listen to those, listen to that feedback, and try to make a compromise that fits everybody's needs. Like I said, not everything about the update's bad. I think you guys did great with the arenas. That's a start. We'll see how that works out in the future. But you know, fixing the champs, getting AQ and a Alliance 4 back up and running smoothly, I think that's a priority. Act 5 was supposed to come out. I think you guys need to start get the ball rolling on that again, not just postpone it longer. I think this needs to be the #1 priority issue. Get the game rolling smoothly again, and then everything else will resolve itself out in time. People will come back, people will continue to spend, but you know, we're your customers. Listen to the customers. Uh, Work with them. That's really all I have to say about the update. I mean, I'm still trying to play the game. I'm still doing the arena. I'm still enjoying it. Doing what I can here. But looks like we did this arena without. I mean, we got to the streak we needed to get to without suicides. Now I'm using my 550s. But once you get to like 15, you're fine. Then you start, you know. Uh, I noticed that after 515, is where you start getting like actual people and not like Thanos and Kang's team. So that's what you want to do. It's doable without suicides. It's doable with 2 stars. I just showed you guys. Obviously, with suicides, it's a lot easier. And this is gonna be pretty much the same for whatever arena you're running. It's easier in the actual like champion arenas versus these extra arenas like Class Catalyst Clash or Tier 4 Basic, and even the Tier 1 Alpha Arena one. These are all the same like this. You just kind of go with this team. Use 3 stars, fights like 1 through 9. Once you're in 10 through 12, you want to use your teams under 4,000 PI. So like you can mix in a 3-star with a 2-star if you want. I just used all 2 stars. And then after that, you can start using your 440s if you have any, and your 550s. And then that should be fine until you get to 15. And then after that, you know, you just kind of use your 330 440s, 330 4 stars, and then even if you have suicides, I'm sure you can do it without suicides. Let's see, I'll try it out right now. But you can definitely use your your max out rank 3 stars. Definitely not for the featured arena anymore because now it's just 4 and 5 stars. But like, you know, if you're using the Storm arena, for example, this time around, any basic one, you should be fine. I took a Dormammu. I'm not too satisfied with him as a rank 5. I think he would do the same as a rank 4. I just see him being more as like a Lance 4 defense than offense. So I used all of my 4-star rank down tickets. And I want to reset my 4 stars. But if Kabam does offer us, like, or give us more rank down tickets, I might rank him down to 440, take somebody else up, like another Mystic. If I do another Mystic, well, I want to take my 5-star Mortar to rank 4, so that is in the works. But, post-update, I really like Jane Foster. With that, like, 100% chance to stun off the shock, if you time it right, you can keep that going for the whole match. Like in an, or even like, I'm sure it'll work like an Alliance Quest or Alliance War. Haven't tried it in Realm Legends. Definitely something that I should try out, check out, see if it works. But if that turns out to be like really like god tier, as people say, I might just consider rank 5 in her, or at least taking her to 4. But there's a lot of options. Rank down tickets are another cool aspect that I think Kabam should have introduced a long time ago. I think they're really cool. But it also allows you to try out different champs that you normally wouldn't, and see if you like them. Same like I was trying out Hulk in the new update, and I think he's great. Like they changed his L1 a little bit, so now it's just like instead of that headbutt, you kind of like he kind of picks up like a log from the ground and throws it up. That's pretty cool. What else? He like has like an 80% chance to stun or something like that. So it looks like this team. So it looks like without suicide. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry guys. 3. These arenas. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. You saw the streak. Keep it doing like that.